Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Code with Italians. But this is not an episode like the others because we have Florina!
Hey, so
Hi,
happy to be here.
Flo!
Oh, this is the best we can do if we're not able to just meet in person and do this, pair programming, maybe live on the stairs of some conference or something like that.
I mean, you're in a pub,
That's
right?
In a fake pub, in a
Okay.
mocked pub, right? I mean, actually in the video studio in the office.
Do you also have fake beer or?
okay.
I guess water can be called fake beer. I don't know. Or should
Sure.
it have been like a zero alcohol beer?
I mean, there's a lot of that in beer, so I guess that counts for something, right? Okay, so today our goal is we are going to get rid of the shared preferences we have put in our app because there's a much better way to do that, and that much better way to do it is DataStore. Now,
That's
I have
that,
never used that
that's
DataStore.
harsh. That's harsh because I did the share preferences one. Yeah, that's actually unfair.
Hey, the narrative
I'm
so
kidding.
far has been that we did it badly on purpose. So play
Yeah,
ball.
well, we haven't planned at all to just get rid of it, hoping that Florina will accept the invitation. Like there was not even like a chance that we built it badly on purpose. No, no.
Creating a
Uh,
legacy code by design, I guess.
Yeah,
Dead.
Yeah.
you know,
Technical dead.
the real
Yeah.
problem would have been if you didn't come, then we wouldn't be stuck with that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. At that point, you will be like, for 6 months, yeah, that's good enough, and then you have to convince people that there is actually a good enough mentality behind the project. And at some point, we will probably have like a sneaked in PR over the weekend. Oh, somebody just replaced it. So yeah, so thank you, Florina, for being here.
hey,
It made it way easier.
do we want to talk about why? Why are we, I know, bashing? Why are we saying so many bad things about shared preferences and why? What's wrong with them?
I don't know. If only there was someone here that is perfectly qualified for that. I don't know. Ivan, do you want to do it?
I'll pass. I'll
Okay,
pass.
Flo, maybe
Please,
you?
let's have the guest.
Okay. I'll start with one question actually for you for your code. So show me. I guess you're saving some settings, right, in share
Yes.
preferences.
Yeah.
But then, how are you notified that something changed?
Okay, so let me show everyone the code. Okay, we have now
Mhm.
switched to the code. And for those that follow us more regularly, this is going to be quite like maybe you remember what's going on, but the TLDR for everyone else is that we have an interface that we hide our implementation behind, almost as if we thought from the beginning that we were going to replace the implementation, you would think.
What are the cha-
Yeah.
What are the chances, right?
And we have share preferences, and right now we don't really know when things change. Like we
Okay.
could register a preference change listener, but we haven't really done it. Right now, what we
Mhm.
do is we rely on the fact that when we go and change a value, like we set the value, then the new value gets re-emitted
Mhm.
into the flow, and that happens in the view model.
Okay.
So the only
But
the only smart thing that we've done was wrapping the usage of the share preferences
mhm.
with coroutines, so we are sure that we don't do that work on the UI thread.
Exactly, and I think that's the first, I don't know, caveat or the first thing developers need to know that, like by default, share preferences just does things on the main thread, and under the hood, actually, share preferences just uses a file. So it saves data in, I think it's an XML file, and reads the data from a file. And I think we as Android developers, we just know that, that's not a good practice to read and write stuff to the file on the main thread. Um, so I think exactly what you did, like this work of like moving things to a different thread, it's extra work, right? It's work that you shouldn't be doing. But then if you want to be notified of changes, actually share preferences does have a listener, but this means that you would somehow need to convert your listener to a flow or something like that. So that's again extra work. So this exactly this idea of asynchronicity and being notified when things changed, and making sure that everything you're doing is done away from the main thread, is already like I think the biggest benefit that DataStore brings. So just to be clear, DataStore is not a wrapper over share preferences. It's a complete replacement. It doesn't have anything to do with share preferences, only of the concept of saving small amounts of data. Because under the hood, actually, DataStore also uses a file, but then it does all of these, good practices for you. And I see here that you used the commit from share preferences.
Yeah.
So I think this is the one that it's supposed to say the work that you're doing now is synchronous. So it guarantees that the work is done. So they say here, like, if you're using this from the main thread, use apply.
Yeah, I never remember for sure which one is which. I've kind of learned it over the years, but it took a lot of time when they introduced the apply method, because it's not like one is commit and the other one is commit async, so you immediately know which one is which.
I'm always confused as well. So
naming is hard.
I was looking for the share preferences documentation to be like, hey, which one was actually this? But even apply, there's actually a caveat with this one. So what apply does, it actually it changes the in-memory preference, but then on disk, it does that on the fsync call. So the fsync call is a method that's called when an activity or a fragment or a service is started or recreated. So this means that, in those, you'll end up having small delays in parts of your app that you wouldn't expect, right? Like, why would you have a small delay when you're recreating your activity? Why would share preferences do this? So yeah, making sure that you're getting rid of this is good. And then another thing that actually it's hard with share preferences, but I think you've only realized it once you work with an app longer. It's hard to do migrations. So let's say that, I don't know, you have a value that's first Boolean, but then you realize, well, actually, this value is better represented as an int. What do you do then? You have to handle this migration. It's not an easy task, but again, that's something that DataStore can help with easily. Also, if something goes wrong with share preferences, how do you know? Like, what if there's a problem saving your onboarding scene on disk?
Yeah, I think you can get return value with commit, but not if you use apply. And in most cases, you would be using apply anyway, right?
Yeah, and if there's an exception, it's just going to be a runtime exception.
Ciao.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's oh no.
Crashlytics match, right? Crashlytics match.
Yeah, so then that's again something that DataStore in general is based on coroutines. So all of the work that's being done under the hood is done using flows. So this means that you can do stuff like try catch, like you would, well, not try catch, sorry, just catch, like you would normally do with flows. So yeah.
I actually have a question on this. So now we don't have that problem because our project is 100% Kotlin. But if I were to use DataStore in a project that is maybe not 100% Kotlin, how does that work out in the end?
Yeah, so DataStore right now, to support Java, we have RxJava kind of adapters. So if you're using RxJava, then you're safe. If you're using, I think we're supporting both RxJava 2 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. But if you're not using RxJava and you're using, I don't know, executors or async tasks or something, it's a sign that you should really migrate to Kotlin.
Yeah. Is there
a subtle signal,
Is there support for live data?
No, but that's also because I'm actually, I don't think live data should be used at this level.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about
Fair enough.
storage, this is something that's like deep in the data layer. And then live data is something that you would use on the UI layer. So I would see live data as being something that, I don't know, that's used between the view model and the activity or fragment. And probably in the view model, you would maybe convert your flow to a live data. But also now we have these lifecycle flow APIs. So I'm not really sure if you should even use live data there.
Yeah, I hadn't
But yeah,
thought
if you're
about
using
it.
Java, then yeah, unfortunately we don't have live data APIs, but we do have adapters for a couple of things for live data. So I do know that we have RxJava to live data kind of adapters and live data to RxJava.
So you can eventually get there if you really,
Yeah.
really want to, but obviously would be better if you didn't have to. And
Yeah.
I work for JetBrains, so if you say use Kotlin, I'm happy, but I understand it's not for everyone all the
Yeah.
time, but obviously that's nice.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, I think when I think about DataStore, especially this way of working with flows and asynchronous in general, it's so nice. So probably if you're using share preferences and you're still using Java, chances are data or share preferences isn't your biggest problem in the app, and you would have other things that you would want to improve. But if you are already using coroutines, then I think DataStore just fits nicely. I'm hoping it's going to be, like a piece of puzzle that just fits with the coroutines work.
So in the pitch for DataStore, if I'm not mistaken, there's something that we had to do by hand, which is very annoying, which is the ability to have typed data. And I'm talking in particular about things like the stuff we added last week, which, for example, to get data in a structured format, we have had to create like a sort of a hacky implementation where you have serialization framework, let's say. It's not really, but it's very simple in this case. It's just joining two comma separated values. But obviously, the more complex the data you have is, the more stuff that you need to do, and it can get very annoying to deal with. And there's also another thing, which is that the shared preferences are an XML file, and there's limitations to what you can safely put in an XML file. And if you're thinking, oh well, I'll just save it as a JSON and read it from the shared preferences as a JSON, that's probably not a great idea. Not only because you're doing serialization twice and deserialization twice, but also because your JSON might contain characters that are valid for a JSON but not for an XML, and that might break the XML.
Yeah, so actually what I didn't mention is that actually DataStore has two different implementations. So preference DataStore and proto DataStore. Preference DataStore allows you to save like small key value pairs. So for example, what you have above, Crashlytics enabled, true or false. So this means that there also you're not able to save object. But if you do want to save object and in general save type data, proto DataStore is the way to go. And I don't know, it's about type data, right? It gives so much meaning to your work. So for example, I don't know, onboarding scene, it can be just true or false, that's true, but maybe you end up having something else around onboarding, like, I don't know, have you seen the onboarding? Should it be shown again in how long, or stuff like that? And then you can just create a type, like an onboarding setting that you end up saving. So yeah, I think especially for what you're using, the fact that you want to save a map, using proto DataStore would be best. Yeah. Do we want to?
We were kind of forced to keep it simple, so that's why a boolean there and string there. But again, as you mentioned, when we go to the scheduled active days and we are storing a map, there is a lot of shenanigans that we need to do, because shared preferences is just a string or some sort, so
but
having types is better.
enums, like I think weekdays and enum, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
What do you do with enums? With shared preferences, I think you can convert them to an int pretty much. It's still not a type.
Not using the int, I think we're using the name. Yeah, the name.
Yeah, or the name, exactly. Yeah. But it's still, it's not very safe, right? Like, what if you change the enums? What if, well, it is a weekday, but what if you decide that you have only Monday to Friday first, and then you think like, actually, let's add Saturday and Sunday as well. How do you handle that case? How do you handle that migration? So
yeah,
that's why I think Proto works best here. Should we try it out? Like, I'm curious to see how we can add Proto DataStore to the app.
Yes. Just before we start, 1 second, I want to say hi to everyone in the chat. We have been talking for a while and we haven't really reacted to messages, but thank you to everyone that are connected with us today. And also a small behind the scenes secret, let's say. I've actually already installed, because I knew that we were going to use proto buffers. I have actually installed the protocol buffer editor, or maybe it was another one. I don't even know. Maybe protocol buffer editor.
I think it's this one.
That's it. So this is necessary for Android Studio to be able to understand the protocol buffer syntax, because protocol buffers are essentially a language that is similar to Java in a way.
Actually, before we get started, I also see a really good point in the chat. So first, hi everyone. The Trax says this was the reason that made us use Room to control data in the app, as shared preferences did not have everything I needed. We actually haven't discussed why, like Room versus DataStore. When should you use which? I think with DataStore, you should still think in a small amount of data. Save, I don't know, like this kind of like weekday and Boolean, these flags like onboarding scene. But then if you're talking about big data that needs to be queried, like, I don't know, I want to get all of the days when something happens or something like that, that's something that should be done with Room. So if you have big data, if it needs to be queried, use Room.
Yeah, I agree, especially because, as you said, I think DataStore still is backed by a file that is not a database, right? So you don't want to put megabytes of stuff in there. You don't want to have all your data in there, not just because of the fact that you cannot easily query it, but also because, I mean, it will do all the nice threading stuff for you, but reading a file still takes time. So even if it doesn't block the UI thread, the user will still be waiting for that data, especially if you need to post-process it in memory after you loaded it.
Cool. Okay, so
Nice.
sorry, I know I interrupted you. You were showing that you've added the Proto
plugin. Yeah.
Plugin, yeah. Should we start adding the dependencies?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm ready.
How can we search for the dependencies?
Oh my!
This is the fancy thing. We are using all the fancy stuff, Florina, because we don't like the normal things. So a few weeks ago, we had Mark Ellison as a guest, and he just taught us how to do Gradle catalog, whatever. How is it called?
Dude, it was 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago. What?
5 weeks.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Right. Wow. And we are streaming so much. Okay, so it was a few weeks ago. Let's say a few weeks ago. So this is the new experimental cool thing from Gradle to manage dependencies. So yes, it looks like a Windows 95 TOML ini file. They call it TOML nowadays. So, but the interesting part is at the bottom. So bear with us for a second, because the best part is at the bottom of the file.
If you have never seen this, your
Mm-hmm.
your mind will be blown by the fact that now I can add accompanist as a single line in my build script, because I just said, oh, I want this bundle that is made of accompanist coil, flow layout, pager,
Mm-hmm.
pager indicators, and system UI controllers. And then if I open my Gradle file in the app, there you go. That's all the accompanist stuff.
This is it.
For example, and I have all the compose stuff in one line, and I have all the hilt stuff in one line.
Oh, that's really cool. So I've seen it. I know Android X uses it, but I didn't try it out myself to see, okay, how do I add a new dependency?
Yeah.
I think with Proto, there are two things we need to add. So indeed, we will have the Proto buff dependency and the DataStore dependency, but there's also like a Proto buff block that we need to add in the Gradle file.
Do we need this?
Let me see. I can show you what I use. Do I just
put it in the chat? Yeah.
Cool. This is what I used.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, hi Florina. Thank you for being with us. Your first chat message. I love it. Hello.
I'm just gonna put it here. Google Proto buff Javalite. Is there any specific reason why we're using Javalite, or do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's fine.
That's how we like it, because that will make three of us. So, share the ignorance. That's the way. That's the way, That's share the pain.
And then I define the version ref, which is proto buff. And I create a proto buff line up here, and we are all set.
And do you have to set the value there, or it's done automatically? It knows what's the latest one.
No, I need to set one, but I can do.
That is.
If I could type.
3.10.0.
3.10.0. Okay.
Yeah.
You're faster than package search. Well done.
The Android Studio support for this Gradle new thing is a bit premature. I would say it's a bit rudimental. How is it in English? I can't talk. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to improve, because even if you change the file and you add the things, you will see that we need to trigger sync manually on some level, because the Gradle still can't actually figure out, and you have a lot of red errors that are not actually errors.
Sorry. So their DataStore, it's coming from different packages. So you list all of the packages that even if they're different artifacts.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I can literally pick and choose which ones I want, and say, to have JUnit. Well, JUnit doesn't work because one goes in implementation and the other one in runtime. But to do room, I have these two. Like one is the room KTX, and the other one is the room runtime. Or Dagger, they're completely different things. There's Hilt. There's Dagger, Hilt Android, Hilt Common, and Hilt Lifecycle View Model. So I can add just one line to the implementation configuration, and I am done. Like, I have everything that I need to use Hilt, and it's much clearer at that point, at least for me, what the actual dependencies of the app are, and which ones are the ones that prop it up, the ones that work behind the scenes.
Oh, that's cool. And then do you need the DataStore version? Yeah.
DataStore.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Nice. So I was looking today if our index is up to date, and it is. That's nice.
Hey. Nice.
So one thing actually to mention about what you're just adding now. So what you're adding is kind of the Proto buff or DataStore with protobuf, but it also contains the support for share preference migration. But for example, if you're writing an app that isn't using share preferences and you still want to use DataStore, then there's like a core library that doesn't depend on Android.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice. So you can do
nice.
you can have things separate.
Exactly.
So there's like a DataStore. Oh yeah, there's DataStore preferences. The other one you were saying.
Yeah, there should be a DataStore core, something like that.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
But because we are migrating from share preferences, then we do need the this DataStore.
The whole package.
We have a comment about the Java Lite using wire. I guess it's the how is it, like the cache hub? How is square wire, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that could be an option, but well, let's stick with keep it simple.
Yeah, let me actually share an article related to that and serialization. I'll just look for it.
Nice. If you paste it in the chat, I will grab it and add it to the episode notes. So you and we will add it to the video description. And on that note, Sebastiano, I think it's time to remind our users that we need your support. So we are doing this for fun, but we have bigger plans. So we are building a swag catalog, and we are planning to give swag and do a raffle during the stream in the next couple of months. So we need your support. We understand that Twitch is a thing, but we can have your support for free, because if you have Amazon Prime, Uncle Jeff is actually giving you a free subscription for a Twitch channel every month. So basically, you just need to log in to your Amazon Prime gaming website. I'm gonna post the link in the chat in a moment, and you can connect it to your Twitch account, and at that point you can subscribe to our channel for free for 1 month. It's free for you. We get like couple of euros. I mean, it's not that I'm buying a Tesla anytime soon, but with that money we are gonna buy things like stickers and t-shirts, and we are just gonna pick subscribers from the chat and just send you stuff as soon as we get a minimum amount of budget, as soon as Twitch sends us some money. I don't know, Sebastiano, do we get some money? I don't think so. We are also planning to hire a designer, because Sebastiano is doing a great job, but is still an engineer. So our UI, it's kind of, let's say, it deserves love at some point. You're doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. Super
I
nice.
have given it love, but my love is not enough. It needs more love.
More love, like super, like a parent level of love. But jokes aside, yes, we have planned for the app, because this is not a pet project. We are live streaming, but we are building it as an actual app. So we want to publish it on the Play Store, and you can install the app. So we want to make it nice.
Obviously, it's going to be free when we publish it. That goes without saying.
Of course.
It's open source. There's no point.
No, I mean, we are not making money with the app. We are not making money at all. I'm an engineer, so that's how I make money. So this is how I make myself happy. But so if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, just give it a shot. You can subscribe to our Twitch channel for free. If you are watching the video on YouTube, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. That's important for us, because statistically speaking, a lot of users are watching our videos, but they are not subscribed. So the stats can be improved. So how was Mark always say? Oh, smash the subscribe button and hit the bell, whatever. Get the notifications, or just support the channel as much as you can, because we are having fun. But it's a community effort. So thank you for the support.
Okay. Now that the marketing part is over, there's a couple of messages that I've seen going through the chat that I would like to answer to.
Let's go.
One is let me get it. Oh yeah, Joe Fishfish was asking, how do the bundles deal with dependencies that are needed in more than one bundle? You just put that in more than one bundle. You can create one that is like a subset or partially intersect another one. That's fine. You define the bundles and you use them as you wish. So that's not really a problem. Then there was a lot of chatter, which I might have lost because
yeah, there was a little bit about serializer. So whether we
Yeah.
you can use something else for serialization. And actually, Rohit, the engineer from DataStore, wrote a really nice article about how to use DataStore with. He wrote it with Kotlin serialization, but in the end, you can use any serialization mechanism you want. Yeah. So that's
it's
the article
pluggable,
for
but
that.
the built-in ones are protobuf and share preferences. That makes
Oh,
sense.
no, not share preferences. It has nothing to do. So DataStore preferences has nothing to do with share preferences.
Okay,
It's
okay,
still
okay.
actually it's still based on protobuf. Just the APIs that are exposed are key value pairs.
Oh, I see. Okay. So it looks like
that's
share
actually
preferences, but it's not an XML.
But it looks like share preferences, but it doesn't smell like share preferences because it has the coroutines APIs and works better, safer. Did you add? Sorry.
Yeah, all the dependencies are there.
I was wondering. I was wondering if it's based on protobuf, it's also faster, right? Because of the binary nature of protobuf.
Exactly. Did you add the protobuf block in the Gradle?
Yep, it's already.
So the one with the generate pro tasks and stuff like that?
Oh no, not the block. Where is the block?
I can paste it in the.
Yes, thank you.
Let's see.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of stuff. I'll figure it out.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I also have a comment there. By the way, if folks are asking, where am I copy pasting all of these from? Actually, it's from the DataStore collab. Oh, you didn't get all of it, or?
I think it's the commenting stuff that
I
confused
think
it.
you have some more new lines there that and then generate proto tasks.
Yeah,
that shouldn't be. Yeah, that's no longer a comment. Yeah.
Okay, and now I sync and I pray, right?
But I think you have some extra brackets there. I think you've added the last one.
It seems to think it's correct.
And then the one that closes protobuf is right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
and let me see what else I have here.
Let me.
Oh, you also need the plugin.
Oh, the plugin, right?
That's the plugin.
I need to apply it. Okay, so. Okay. And this is, I'm gonna just type it. Version 0812. Yeah, without that, this is never going to work.
Oops.
Also, there might be some stuff to fix because that looks like it's groovy. So
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are the Kotlin expert, so can you fix it, Seb, please?
I thought Florina was the Kotlin expert.
No, she is the expert, but you are the specific domain expert for Kotlin.
I think it needs configure something probably. Protobuf. Oh, hi Mark. It doesn't seem to have
Hello.
picked it up. Maybe because I need to comment this out 1 second, let it sync, and then it will work. Because sometimes it gets a bit weird. It doesn't put stuff on the class path if it cannot sync. So let's see if it works now.
Let's try again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got the first block right.
Well, it's
Okay, that's
something.
good.
It's something.
Yeah. I mean, that's incremental design.
Right. Yeah, it might be that there's some APIs that it doesn't really know how to handle.
Yeah. Let's try to code. I mean, usually we have the Gradle all thing, so you should have some sort of auto completion, right? If you cancel, if you delete one.
But if I open the proto convention, I should be able to see what it actually exposes, which doesn't seem to be much. Okay, so there's configure closure, protobuf configurator, I guess. So let me see if I can maybe do. Okay. This could work. I'm not sure. But protobuf configurator is the one that I expect has generate proto tasks. Yeah. Okay. So at least this is the right thing to do. Because yeah, Groovy does magic and Kotlin doesn't do magic. But that should be fine. Proto-C is a method. Okay. Proto-C is a method. Why doesn't it? Okay, there's something weird. Let me think again. What is this complaining about? Oh, it wants a closure. Ugh.
Okay.
This is gonna be a pain. This wants a closure. Yeah, the protobuffer plugin is not very Kotlin friendly, I suspect. Yeah, Hugo's saying that the documentation is denying the existence of the Kotlin DSL. Seems to me.
Yeah, there's like we don't talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, so I can do a closure. Does this work? No, doesn't work. Okay. Let's see if the internets can help.
Okay,
because otherwise it's gonna take some time.
Yeah, no, I was looking for the next one. There was this one, but there is also the protobuf plugin repository. If you go back to Google search, there is the second one. They actually, the plugin, they also have an example, so it might help. I think it was like a import that we were missing.
It might be
of some sort.
It might be just the import is the problem. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't seem to think that's particularly used, but if I do proto buff, okay, I think now, yeah, now it's happy. I don't know what it had picked up. I have no clue. It's just weird, but hopefully it's gonna work. Let's see.
Almost there.
Okay.
What are you missing? Like a
close enough.
For each or something?
Yeah, this is for each. Oh. For each, yeah.
So
for each,
that's all the time.
And this one is going to be option.
Oh.
What is this? No, this is Java. I don't know what option is, but let's see if this has any example.
Wait. There is a for each it.plugins. This one? No. No.
But it looks like it's like this one is trying to configure the Java project. Okay, this is a bit more readable. It's trying to configure the Java plugin, which do we have?
Yeah, I think there we're trying to do the light, protobuf light rather than protobuf. I'm also wondering whether we need it.
I mean, we can try without.
Let's see, yeah.
I just want to check if by any chance there's something obvious here. But wrap plugin options, nah, doesn't look like it.
Not really.
Also, that is, yeah, something different. Does that use it? No, but I can do
No.
Java Light. Give it
Java.
one last chance to shine and see how it goes.
Oh yeah. There is a plugins Java Light, task.plugins Java Light. Yeah, just look for light. Exactly, that's the one.
Oh, just use Java Light.
Nice.
And then you see generate proto tasks. That's exactly what you're doing
Just
now.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I
That's good.
don't need this, it looks like. Remove Java and use Java Light. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have this, or do I?
No.
I don't.
No.
Let's try just with the Java Light,
Yeah.
the stuff that you just copied.
Yeah, I'll just do this to start. Okay. Try again. This might require an import. No. Java Light does not seem to like that.
This one also seems to be adding another plugin
Yeah,
for Java Light.
I'm not sure.
Can we? No, but there's another plugin above it. There's like under Proto C. There's a plugins in Java Light.
Yeah, can you go
mean here?
back to the
Back to
doc?
the doc.
Okay,
Yeah. The one.
So this one, yeah.
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 Maybe.
Oh, this is gonna be another copy paste from basically this is our way of giving back to the community. So we spend a lot of time configuring things, and we have a project open source that always works, so people can just steal our setup all the time. And I'm the first one. I mean, I'm constantly stealing the Jetpack Compose library setup. So now I also have this to steal. Thank you, Florina.
I think I can
Well,
do...
thank you for doing this. Like I have to admit, I didn't spend I didn't try configuring this in a KTS file.
I think I can YOLO it this way.
Okay.
Probably. It might just be missing the DSL.
Do you need a string? Do you need a string there, I guess?
Yeah. What is artifact? Set artifact. Okay, and this needs to be... I need to change this to a string. Okay. And now I'm not even sure I need this, but looks like I'm just gonna do the same thing I've done here. Okay, let's see if this works. Fingers crossed. The Hilt Android Gradle plugin is applied, but no Hilt Android dependency was found. Okay, something broke.
Wait, what? I mean,
have I deleted Hilt? No, I have not deleted Hilt.
Not really. Huh? And well, I mean, we have history of Android Studio deleting things, so let's just check
that's a fair point.
The
Git
status kind of thing.
No, it hasn't happened this time.
What did you change in the build Gradle KTS? Did we just change the protobuf block
This,
or?
and I have added the protobuf plugin. That's it.
Okay. So doesn't.
What if you
Where is the
can you
kill?
comment out the DataStore dependency you added in the libs version?
Sure.
But leave the protobuf stuff. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Let's see if it builds now.
Nope. I think it's the protobuf plugin that is not very friendly.
Yeah.
Let me try and comment that out because it was working earlier.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Dup, dup, da, dup,
Let's
da.
see.
Da, 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 da.
I mean,
Yep,
as
that's the problem.
computer science. Computer science is a deterministic science, right?
Yeah, sure.
If you say so.
Yeah, so I think this might be a problem.
Oh, so we are using Hilt and DataStore in IOSCAD in the Google I/O scheduling app. So they do work together for sure.
I'm thinking whether it
does
might
the order
be...
matter?
Sorry?
Does the order of the plugins matter?
Yeah, that might be...
Oh, actually, we are not using protobufs. We're using DataStore, but not protobufs. Sorry.
Let me think.
So what's the error? Hit Android plugin is applied, but no Google Dagger Hilt Android dependency was found.
Yeah, Mark, we're absolutely
we need to try, Mark.
commenting shit out.
This.
So I was just going to check if this is
wait.
the latest
Google is
version.
suggesting
It's .16. So let me try that. Maybe they fixed that.
Google is also suggesting, what if we create another module and we just put protobuf stuff in the separate module where there is no dagger?
Yeah, that could be.
Or, I mean, also Mark is suggesting, once again, use wire, but I don't want to give up on protobuf.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try and create a module.
Plus, we're doing this for the science, right?
Yeah.
For science. Hi, Maya. Did you miss something in the bundles? No, why? I mean,
I don't think that, we don't even get to the point where it's reading dependencies. I think the problem is just...
Yeah, it's just the plugin. Let's say,
yeah, whatever. And I'm not going to use KTS just in case, because it wouldn't be the first time that some plugin from Google has problems with Gradle KTS. So I am just going to say that I'm not going to use the KTS for that.
Let's do the groovy thing. But we are not finger pointing, right? Okay? And there's no finger pointing. This is a safe environment.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Groovy is gonna do with this stuff, and honestly, I don't want to know about the Harry Potter shenanigans that he's gonna do, but let's see.
Yeah, no. Okay. So essentially, forget about everything except... yeah, Hugo. Yeah, the Groovy is going to do the Groovy magic where things work. You have no idea why, but they do.
Until they break.
And then, yeah, at some point they inevitably break, and then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. And then you need Lamberto to actually save you.
Yeah, you need a Lamberto. I need a hero. I was thinking of the He-Man trailer.
Oh, nice. I mean, it's so many memories. That thing gave me so much, I went straight for Magdalene, Proust's Magdalene, and like, oh, fuck me, He-Man, kind of. It was like 40 years old. Nice. I like it.
Bundles
Let's do
dot
this. Oh, is it gonna?
well, I
Because
don't
that's a project.
okay, let me take that out for now.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Let's do the basic stuff.
yeah,
Let's play it cool. Okay.
let's play it by ear and say that I am going to do what's this? Yeah.
Copy paste
Okay, so this is
from
what
the.
Florina had shared initially. So
Yeah.
this works for Florina, so should work for us as well. You gotta love that nothing is red because the IDE has no clue what's going on. If ever there was a YOLO language, that's groovy.
It's not even typed, right?
It is typed
Does it have types?
if you want, but
It's like dynamically, the duck typing, that kind of stuff.
it's more
No?
dog typing.
That's offensive. Sebastiano, bad
I
Sebastiano.
love dogs.
Bad Sebastiano.
It's cute.
I love dogs. Yeah.
It's cute, but if you
let's-
ask it to do code, it's probably not the best idea.
Nope.
Okay, so this seems so far not to be blowing up. So
Let's
far.
add the protobuf dependency as well.
Yep.
In the implementation.
So we're not gonna use bundles for this, but it's
Yeah.
okay. So the protobuf was this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
All right. Yeah, but I have it declared in the version catalog,
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's fine.
Cool.
Okay. Seems to satisfy the evil gods of
Run it.
yeah.
Can you run?
Yeah, let's.
I'm gonna run. Let's see if it builds. Even though it's
Because
irrelevant
when
whether
it builds,
actually
it
runs or
should
not.
generate something, right? You should do.
Hugo is asking if the TOML works with Groovy. Yes, it does. That's a nice thing. Like being a first-party technology in Gradle, it just works.
Nice.
Okay, so let's say
Lesson learned.
that it works for now. Okay.
I mean, it's still building, so.
Yeah, but that's okay. Shall we get to implementing the protobufs?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I need to create a
proto file. So for that, you need to create a proto folder. Yeah, exactly. And then there, just create, I don't know, settings.proto or something like
that. Yeah, just something like that, and we can create a something like this. Okay. So, well, the app built, which is good.
Nice. That's good.
So shall we open something? How does this work?
Yeah, so there's a bit of a I don't know, syntax for proto. So you would need to, your file would need to start with something like this, syntax equals proto3, so it knows which proto version it should use.
Okay, nice.
And then you need to have an option java underscore package, which is the name of your package, which is your package name, equals and equals.
Oh.
Equals and it's a string, so it's in quotes. Yeah.
And I need to remember putting semicolons. Okay. That's been a long time.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then just add also Java multiple files equals true.
Okay.
Okay, and now we actually get to defining our data. So the way Proto works, you define message objects. So instead of having a class something, you write message and the name of the class. And the name that you use there would automatically be generated as an object.
Okay.
So I don't know, you have a settings or what? How's it called? How would we call it?
Would this be like,
Mhm.
at what level are we? Are we doing like this? Are we doing this? Are we doing the whole entity?
Let's do the whole entity.
Okay. So let's say preferences.
Okay, preferences. Okay, then can you do a split screen so we can see the
Sure.
preference storage at the same time we see the settings proto? Because what we'll need to do is create the same types, right? So for
Mhm.
example, we need is critics enabled as a Boolean.
Okay.
Booleans in proto are just bool, yeah, exactly,
Okay.
and then is critics enabled. And you so another thing we need to do with proto is to give them some values. I'm not really sure what they mean, so you do equals 1. It's
Okay.
not numbers. There are some IDs that are generated by protos.
Okay.
Then what do we have? Is onboarding scene, so this would be a Boolean, and that will be 2.
Hugo is saying they're field numbers. Yeah,
Field
looks
numbers.
like it.
Cool. Then okay. Then now this is the interesting part. The weekday. A
Yeah.
weekday is an enum,
Mhm.
right? So that's going to be an enum. A weekday. And then I think pretty much what you have in weekday. Can you open weekday?
Yep.
Because then oh, actually you have it separate.
What do you mean?
So now what we would need to do is so I wonder whether we define the weekday inside the proto or not.
I can, to be honest, I think this could be a when somewhere. We define the enum in the proto,
Mhm.
and then we have a when that gives us from the enum the string ID.
Okay.
That should be all right.
Okay, because then the weekday, so that's just curly bracket, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and each of them will be like Monday equals 1, Tuesday equals 2, and so on. And then don't forget the semicolons.
God damn it.
Oh, Jesus, so much PTSD.
I'm not used to that anymore.
What?
Yes. Okay. Well, it doesn't seem to like.
Oh.
Oh, must be 0. Oh no.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry. In my case, I had another unspecified.
Okay, fine.
Cool. Okay. Then let's go back to the preference storage. What was the actual
Yes.
data type? The other one with the types.
That
Okay,
was just a map to Boolean.
so we need the map, right? So now I'm just looking in protobufs how you define a map. I've never defined a map in protobufs, but it
Well,
shouldn't be
there's
that
map,
hard.
so there's that.
Yeah.
Well,
There's map of type and value type. So
So
it should be a map of weekday and Boolean. Yeah. And
okay.
how do you call it? Schedule active days.
schedules, yeah. Schedule days. Let's simplify it.
Okay, and this is equals 3.
Okay.
Cool.
It doesn't seem to like. Map key cannot be float, double, bytes, message, or enum. Damn.
What?
Ouch.
Can you? Oh, it can be any int or string.
Yeah.
Oh.
So maybe it makes sense to keep this in our code and use a string here instead.
But then you don't get the serialization.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't seem like there's much we can do, right?
Yeah.
Because if we cannot use type enums, or messages even, so not even the classes, then yeah, I don't think this
Okay,
would
yeah,
work.
so they don't like it apparently. So this well, in the internet says that this is disallowed because it doesn't play well with Proto 3 open enum semantics. So
Whatever
if you
that
happen to
is.
receive
That's a
an
conscious
enum key
decision.
value, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
from a remote
like I
server, that's not
understand, right?
defined. Yeah, it can't be put in the map. So if you didn't define it, then it can't put it in the map, and it needs to be able to put it in the map at any time.
Okay. I
They're
mean, I'm
suggesting to
still
use the name or the value.
I'm still happy to use the name for now, and then if we can figure out something better, then we'll
Okay.
switch to it. But I just want to see it working, you know?
Yeah. Okay, then let's do a string. Yeah.
And I
See how it
think
works.
I'll just comment it out for now, and if need be, I don't have to retype it at least.
Yeah, that's good. And then what's the time range schedule?
So this is the interesting part, because this is a list of time ranges, and time ranges are dates, local time. So essentially long. Like we can easily convert it if need be.
Yeah, that would probably be a long. Yeah. Let's try with that. Let's try just these and see how these work.
So I'll do a message, right? And I call it time range.
Yeah.
Maybe proto time range, because I don't want to have the same name. It's gonna be confusing. And
because this thing is generating Kotlin objects or Java objects,
Java
right?
objects, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So
I guess int64
well, I mean, but
is our long.
This stuff is coming from the plugins, but the plugin is actually really helping. I mean, if this is coming from the plugin, that's very useful. Int64, okay.
Don't forget the equals, yeah.
And the semicolon.
Yep.
That's actually intense.
It's like the good old times, folks.
Well, so just for me to iterate on this, because as you know, I'm always doing things in parallel for the nodes and stuff. So the numbers that we are putting there, those are indexes, right? In the binary form of the protobuf to actually get the values. Am I right?
Yeah, what Hugo was saying in the chat is that those field numbers are what helps you guarantee that it's backwards compatible. If you don't remove them, then you can add more stuff and you're sure that it will always work, or something along those lines.
So like a position in the binary blob, I guess. Somehow
I don't know what it actually is used for.
Yeah, but I was guessing because it looks like you're just okay. Thank you, Hugo. So that's actually cool.
Okay, so
that's actually cool.
Did you build it?
Not
Rebuild.
yet. Oh, if it sees 1, it knows what field it is. Okay, yeah. So effectively IDs. Cool.
We need to create a serializer.
Okay.
Object.
Oh, it also skips it. Okay, nice.
So yeah, I would put that in a different an object. You can put it in a different file, not necessarily part of the storage, because it's going to be a bit longer.
Okay, fine.
I'll put on the chat one that we use in the code lab, but then you'll just replace the type we have there with your type. And it doesn't put everything.
Do you have a link?
Yeah, let me find a link.
Okay, and we'll add it here. Oh, that's very interesting what Hugo is saying, that it knows based on the IDs, protobuf can decide whether to skip something it doesn't know, which is pretty nice. Yeah. I've only used protobuffer a long time ago for a very little test that I was doing back when JSON was essentially the only way to do JSON, and JSON is slow. We know it. It's very slow, and protobuf was crazy fast, which was very good.
Well, yeah, that's
But
indeed.
back then it was still like in between protobuffer 2 and 3, if I recall correctly. So, oops. Yeah, no. That. Oh, come on. Google. It's your URL. You should know what to do with it. Oh, I know this person.
Yeah, so just copy paste the class, because instead of user preference, you would just replace it with, I don't remember how, with preferences.
Preferences, yeah. Okay. So I guess I need to do some imports. It needs DataStore core.
It shouldn't, because it should already depend on it.
Did I remove the dependency on DataStore? I probably did. I probably did.
We're in the right module.
Are you in the right module?
Yeah, but
are you in the right module?
I am. But I need to add DataStore because I had commented it out and I hadn't put it back.
Okay.
That would.
Okay, let's see now.
Would help. Okay.
Always.
There we go. Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's just preferences.
Quick sync, my friend.
Preferences.
And then try to import it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, that's the wrong. Okay. That's the wrong one. That's why I asked whether maybe, yeah. Maybe how about if you call it the name of your app and preferences?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
And then rebuild.
Yep. And I just want to make sure that I replace it. It's gonna fail still, but that's okay. Make project, and then we should be just able to import this fairly easily once it's run. If it runs, but it should run. It won't.
Ouch. Yeah, wait, can you import it? Can you try to import it? Does it find it?
Now I can.
What was it?
I didn't have
there we go.
Dependency on the
module
project.
The module.
Yeah, this one. I also think I can do projects here. Something like projects.
Huh.
No, there's a way to do that. I don't remember it, so I'm not going to do it now.
That's interesting, because I don't use that in the code lab. Okay.
You don't need the. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's working, right?
Yeah, it works. That's fine, but I will clean it up later.
Let's rename the serializer.
Yep. Okay, and rename file. Okay. This also needs to have protobuf, so I think I can actually use the bundle. Yay! And that should import protobuf. Maybe import. Yes.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
Great. And
okay, and
so
write to also is not found.
Yep.
Something is wrong with the.
Is it the right serializer? Yes, it is.
Oh, but that's wrong. The T is in preferences. It's bundle preferences.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Nice.
Not bad. Okay. Types, right?
Yeah. Screw you, types. If only everything were magic, like in Groovy. No, wait.
Yeah,
no,
magic.
No.
No.
Okay.
JavaScript
Cool.
is even better. It's super.
Then in DataStore preference storage.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So there, I would depend on the actual DataStore, and then we can do the hilt
Yeah.
setup afterwards. So there I would pass in just your
DataStore.
DataStore object, yeah.
Is
And
it
the-
DataStore preference storage? No, it's itself.
Yeah, it's going to be
DataStore.
exactly that one, and the type T is going to be a bundle preferences.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So now you have a reference to your data store.
Mm-hmm.
So then in the suspend fun is crashlytics enabled.
I guess I have DataStore. Oh, yeah, this needs to be a private file.
Yeah. So I think this is the interesting part. So now everything for you is a suspend, right?
Yep.
So this means it's not a flow. So this means that here, by default, DataStore just offers flows. It doesn't offer like one-shot operations.
Mm-hmm.
So here you'll do datastore.data.first.
Because I was wondering how can you do the if you have like a one-shot thing, because I usually with shared preferences I have the one-shot thing. I don't observe, I just read it once or write it once and then I exit the settings, for instance.
Yeah.
So you just treat it as a flow and then you just get the first one.
Yeah, although I would say,
sense.
given now we have the flow stuff for free, once we are done with everything, I'll just convert the interface. Once I get rid of the shared preference implementation, I will also convert it to use flow. So it's nicer.
Can we add, how about if we do this? So can we add in the preference storage something that looks like a flow, or as you want, actually?
Yeah, sure.
So for example, add another it's crashlytics enable, but that actually just returns a flow. Yeah. And then it shouldn't be a suspend. That's because you're talking to the right one.
Yeah. Okay, and this is just
add a mock implementation.
Yeah. Nope, wrong one. This one. Yeah, that's okay.
Cool.
I can close the proto, right? Yeah, we don't need.
Yeah, we don't need.
So
anymore.
we have more room for activities.
We're not using room, we're using DataStore.
We have more storage for activities. Better?
Yes.
Okay, I like the dad jokes mentality that we have with every guest. I love it. I mean, they just come in and they switch completely, like serious people to dad jokes people. I love it. Mark's, ciao, Mark. I mean,
ciao, Mark.
The moment. Okay. Ciao, Mark.
And then, we can just map, right? That's the easy part.
So then if something wrong happens, you can do a catch there. Like in any flow you would do.
Yep.
Yeah, in catch. And then in catch, you can put the default value. So for example, I don't know.
So I could do something like, I could log it.
Yeah.
Print.
You would probably check what exception is it, because if it's an IO exception, then we know it's it couldn't read maybe from file. So that's the part where I would omit IO exception. Yeah. Then I would omit a default value.
Okay.
I think it's just emit and true or false. Yeah. Cool. And then otherwise, I would probably throw the exception because it means that something bad happened and you should know about it.
Fair enough.
Throw it.
Below everything.
Throwable, okay. And here we'd have the, I guess the timber would be the right place to do it here. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to see how we set it? Let's do a setting as well.
So the what, sorry?
The set. Set is crashlytics enable.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Cool. You know what? I'll just let you see what you have there.
So DataStore, the store was data. Okay, let's see.
But you don't want to work with the flow.
But-
You want
Yeah.
to actually edit the content of the data store.
Update data.
Okay, there's an update data.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
What do I have in this thing?
And
So
this-
update data gives you the current state of the
Oh,
preferences.
nice.
Yeah, so this means that
Okay.
you have the current state, and then you're going to modify it.
I
and,
got.
it?
I was disappointed. I was like, oh, I can just do copy. No, I cannot. It's not a data class.
no, because it generates Java, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is there a way to generate Kotlin from protobuf? That'd be cool.
I'm not sure.
Well, figure it out.
So here it would be it to builder.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you want to say, okay, I actually want to modify these preferences, and then you want to, before you do build, let's
Yeah.
modify it.
Yeah, I always do build
Yeah.
because I don't forget that way. This, I guess.
Okay, there is a set there.
Set. Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Set it special fix. Perfect.
Looks
That's
good.
it. So
Do we have to commit or something? No, it doesn't need to. The update
Actually-
data is doing it.
Yeah, so what's the cool thing here is that when you're entering that suspend update data, that's the time when DataStore gives you the latest version of your bundle preferences. And then you're doing whatever changes you want. And this update data method would only finish once the saving on data on disk is finished.
Oh, nice.
So you know for sure that this is an atomic operation. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's cool.
So I guess
that's a safe haven.
Exactly.
You give me a safe block. That's actually nice.
So you do this, and then you can do catch around it. Because right now we are returning a boolean.
Something.
So in this case, it would be like any exception, whatever, it doesn't matter for now. And then I can do this.
But this is pretty bad. It could be pretty bad, right? Like, what do you do if this kind of a setting wasn't set? How would you handle it?
I mean, in this case, there's not much we can do. We can write it to the logs and hope that it doesn't blow up too much.
Yeah.
But I guess, like in a more complex scenario, I would probably be trying to recover the like maybe retry the operation, or I don't know if anything is possible. Maya's pointing out that Wire can generate Kotlin from proto files. So yeah.
Oh, really?
That's very convenient. I will look into it.
Actually,
that would be really cool to try, actually.
Yeah, you're welcome to come back and try it with us if you want, but
yeah. Actually, I think the interesting part comes up when we work with the weekday as well. Because I don't really like the fact that I don't know, it's not generated. I don't like the fact that you have to do that manual serialization, and that's something that we should get rid of.
Yeah.
It just got personal. I love it.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, this is so nice. I love it because we are all the same. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what's your background. If you do this, it gets personal so quickly. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, we are just having a stroll through the park. Let's put a proto buff here. We can't use an enum. Dun, 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 dun. It just like so much. I love it. This is so good. Nice.
So
nice. I'm just hoping that we can do something to remove that serialization completely, because you don't want to do things manually, right? You want to be lazy, or I
am lazy. I like lazy.
Exactly.
Lazy is good.
Yeah.
And because I'm lazy, I'm just copy pasting the default values from the other implementation. So I guess.
Well, I mean.
If I were to do the get schedule active days, I would do get schedule days or default, right? Hey Pietro, come on.
Yeah. And then that somehow you need to convert it to your enum, right?
Yes. So I guess, wait, default value Boolean? Okay, I'm not sure how this works and what it does. Oh, okay, this is getting a single value. It doesn't get me the map.
It's not a map.
No. I can do this.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we know.
Something like this would work. This
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then do we have some operator on map that can where we can go from enum, from string to enum?
Yeah. We can do row map dot entries dot map.
Yeah.
And then we can do
value of
key
Oh yeah, value.
value. And then we can do
weekday dot value of something.
value of key to value.
Value. Exactly.
What do you want to
Boom,
map?
done.
Yeah, perfect. There we go.
I mean, it's very trivial. I don't
wait,
mind
wait.
this.
And now, can you delete that serializer? The serializer that Ivan created. I'm sorry, Ivan.
No, actually,
No,
I
no, no,
created
no,
it.
no.
I created it. I will
you
delete
created
it.
it, okay.
I will delete it once we're done.
Oh yeah,
with
once
this,
that one needs to
because
be deleted as well. But
yeah,
It's gonna be like a
yeah.
execution style. No, that's
deleted.
good.
Deleted.
I just want to create the setter here. So in this case, it would be something like we did before. So DataStore dot update data.
Update data.
And let's say for now I don't do the try whatever. It doesn't matter. But I can do here is it dot to builder dot set. No, there's no set.
There should be.
Put
put
schedule days. I think that's how it's done.
Do you use it with put all, or do you just
because this is the one that takes a map, so that's my thinking. Because you see, I have the
you do a map.
Map here, so I can do days schedule dot map, and I essentially do the. Oh, actually, I'm silly.
There's map keys.
Yeah, I always forget.
There's actually map keys.
There is map keys.
But is it?
But if you do map, oh.
Yep.
Oh.
I think you need to drop the entries.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, actually,
wait, and then
look at that. That's nice.
What's it? Because it doesn't like it. Because it's a map entry.
Yeah, because it gives you both in case you need to get something from the value as well.
Oh, yes.
This is so good.
So that's why I like Kotlin and Kotlin standard library. It's my favorite because you have these kind of like small functions that just allow you to do these things.
This is so yes.
Okay,
so
this should be.
Maya was suggesting something in the chat. Make a message with an enum and a value, and then put that message in a repeated. Is it like a proto buffer thing? A repeated?
I don't know.
Sorry, what?
I don't know.
Make a message with the enum and value, and then put that message in a repeated. Let's see. I mean, what is a repeated?
There is a sound. Oh, okay. Can you do F1 on this thing? Oh no, it's like, how is it the documentation? Control W on window?
No, it's F1.
Control Q or something. F1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I have a weird.
Oh yeah,
key
because
map,
you're using the macOS key map. So that's
I have a weird key map, which is macOS for
Windows. No,
but you see the right on screen it shows the real ones, but I use the weird ones. Okay, so repeated is a list. Thank you both. Okay, I don't know how to use it, but I will look into it because I think it's about time to wrap it up now.
Yeah. But I want to do this. I want to finish this. I do know that now we don't have time, but can we continue this?
Sure, whenever. You're always welcome.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
sure.
Okay, so
Closure.
pick a day.
Let's talk offline, and then
Yeah.
I'm actually really curious why we weren't able to have it working in the KTS file.
Yeah. I mean, you're the
So
perfect person to
yeah,
see that happening with.
yeah, and fail
but
to solve it. Yeah.
there was something with Hilt, so probably something, it's interconnected
Yeah.
on a plugin
So
level or something.
I have had some problem like that once when I was dealing with the was it the Google App Engine plugin? For some weird reason, it would work perfectly well with the Groovy implementation, but some internals, and I'm not sure what, but some internals had some timing issues because the order of execution of things in Groovy was one, and in Kotlin was another one, and so it would just fall over if you tried to use it in the Kotlin KTS. They have since fixed it, but I remember having this problem last year. So it might be something like that. It might be, some subtleties, some internals that aren't exactly the same.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's a bug waiting to be reported.
Yeah.
But now I feel so sorry because I forced you to postpone the stream by half an hour. Now we have half an hour less to fix this. But I mean,
No,
I'm
but
so sorry, everybody.
this is cool because I think there was also a discussion to be had for how we migrate from share preferences to DataStore and how we set up health and DataStore. So I think we would need maybe another hour.
Yeah. We can do another Wednesday if that works for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. That's great.
Cool.
Thank
That's
you
good.
a lot, Flo. I will do something though. I will not delete anything and I will not finish up this code. I will leave it for next time so you have the pleasure of seeing that stuff going away.
Can you commit it somewhere so we make sure it's not out?
Yeah, I'll have a branch and I'll push it with a commit that says it doesn't build.
Wait, it should build.
Well,
should
yeah, no,
build.
yeah, it doesn't run is what I meant to say.
Yeah. Yeah, just yeah.
It's
Cool.
unfinished. It's unfinished.
Actually, I'll do it right now while you talk about things.
Why I say how much I
Yes.
enjoyed this
Yeah.
and how much I want to do this again and how much I miss both of you and in general the Android community.
Yeah.
I miss everyone and I miss you, Flo, of course. And I hope that
Yeah.
we'll get to see each other again. I know there are some conferences that are tentatively happening in real life and in autumn. Let's see, that would be nice.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
All of them.
Yeah. It was so
Yeah.
good. It was so good. It was so good because Twitter, all the things, but this feels so nice to actually talk, and that's why why with Sebastiano at some point we were like, we need people on the show. I mean, it's all fun and games, but then at some point we're like, why don't we get somebody and just mess with them, because the chat and everybody, and because we are all the same and we are missing the whole let's do meetups and things. So and not a lot of people do pair programming, and we were also discussing with Sebastian for the dev library project. One of the reason behind this thing is that we want to show that even if we are the expert, most of the time we don't know shit. I mean, we have no idea what we are doing, and this is critical for junior developers. Like I'm actually I want to show that we search on Google. That's the thing. We try things. Most of the stuff doesn't work at the first time. If it works, it's super ugly, and we are always trying to delete code, replace code, because that's how it is. So even if it's we have been doing this for years. That's actually, yeah, we have experience, but we are not like Deus ex machina. Oh yeah, I jump on the project, I fix everything. No, and so that's why we vote. I mean, that's why we have guests. That's the thing, because you have experience on something. We try to do something with you, and then we have a reality check. We hit
Yeah, yeah.
something like, oh, okay,
And
so
then we
that's
fix
edge
it.
case.
That's the important thing. Is like,
Yeah, we learn together, right?
yeah, indeed.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't want to steal any more time from Flo. I know you have to go. So thank you again for coming to our humble Italian online house. except there's no food.
Yes.
That's the only thing that makes it a fake Italian house.
But yeah, I think I know Italians, or some Italians, have a special place in my heart. So anytime. And can I say also thank you for everyone that joined on the live stream. I saw some, I want to say some friendly faces, or some friendly names there in the chat. So thank you everyone for joining and for asking questions and contributing to this.
Thank you, as always, to everyone that is joining us in our, well, essentially fun project time. And we'll be online again on Sunday. I have no clue what we're going to work on, but we'll figure it out and we'll let you know on the usual channels. So you can find us on Twitter, you can find us on Telegram. And of course, see you then. And have a good evening / day / night, depending where you are. Bye.
Bye.
So